had some fun time there. Wow. Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. Today we're in the suburbs of Medford, Oregon, and we've got a real tranquil visit for you. I'm with Chris Lehuede. It's not a tranquil car. What year, make, and model is this one?
97 Dodge Viper.
This one, well, the GTS is pretty bad to the bone. Let's take a look at where we're at. Chris, come right alongside me. Now, you are a Mopar guy. What made you say I need the Viper?
Oh, the Viper, I mean, is the ultimate Mopar. And when I mean ultimate, it's right up there with the Superbirds, I think, or Daytonas. But this is just raw muscle. You don't have computers doing the driving for you or making sure that you don't do this or that or the handling. It's all you and the car. And it's just a massive V10 8.0 full of horsepower and torque.
And it's really, really good. Can we show them how that back glass opens up? So the key goes there, the glass opens up, kind of like a Corvette of the day. And this one was purchased new, so everything you see on it is exactly how it was back in the day. There's actually a full tire there?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's great. All right, we'll close that. There's your changer. I'll show the back of this. Oh, that's wonderful. You've got the center exhaust. I always liked how they put these little coves in here that you can see my hand is in. If I do it that way, there, my hand's fully in there. I don't know why they did that. I don't care. I think it's awesome. It's just great. And I've said before, there's your sneaky Pete emblem. I've said before, the Dodge Viper is the modern day Cobra. And this one's just great. I am going to show you the front because we've got the light on it. We will turn it around just so that the sun will show you the engine, and we'll show you that back a little clearer. And we'll show you what it looks like. I'll actually start it when we turn it around. But a lot of details there. And we'll turn that around for you. I told you that we'd turn it around. And there's some sexy curves. We've got the center exhaust in this year Viper. You can see the Viper GTS. I believe they call that badge Sneaky Pete, as well as your Dodge right there. Chris, you were telling me about the design and looks of this car. What were you sharing?
Well, it's like a timeless design. It just doesn't age. It still looks like it could still be built in 2030.
Yeah.
And it will look new.
Yeah, it does, right? Let's, before we take them under the hood, may I open it?
Sure.
Thank you. A couple of things. Number one, there's a warning. Avoid contacting this area. You also have the door. It has a little bit of that Miura look. If you look at the door that way, a little of that bullhorn that you'd have on that. Here's your interior, your center console, all the gauges where the driver can see them, and every Viper, well, has the right amount of pedals. So as we get in this one and understand that it was brand new when purchased, so everything is correct in here. One of the things I had a question about was that right there. I said, that looks like an aftermarket Alpine, but no, that's exactly how it came. There's your 6-speed. And your gauges across here. We also have this map piece here, your map lights, and death or serious injury can occur, which is also helpful when you're in there. That said, the back piece here, that's technically your glove box, and you can see where you keep your manual because there's no glove box up there. Can we open the hood? We specifically turned it this way so we can show them that. By the way, pull for emergency exit. So this pops forward. like so, and you think, well, that's it. Well, no, not really. And we turned it in the light for that. And the angels sing. Wow. The American V10. For those about to rock, we salute you. You have your emblem under the hood. I'm going to step on the other side. You've got the heat, your washer fluid. Telling you what kind of oil you should put in it. Did you know why valve covers are always red on the Viper? Did you know that?
I don't know a specific reason. I know they always are.
I'll let you know that reason. The very first Viper, they were red. So from the tradition, from the 92, they made all Viper valve covers red after that. Now, that may have changed in some of the much later ones when it's one off, but that was the reason why they made them red. And I just want to show you where we're at as we have that clamshell open. But take a look at this. Just look. I'm going to let you close that. At that. And as we turn it around, we look at this. Chris, I think it's time for us to take a ride.
I think so.
We're going to give them an extra long ride because this is just, well, beautiful out here.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you. So Chris and I are in the 97 Dodge Viper GTS, and you have a little interesting story about how you got this one. You were looking for a new one, but you were looking in, what year did you get this one?
03 or 04,
Yeah.
right around there.
Yeah. So how did you find a brand new Viper 7 years later?
Yeah, well, I was looking for a real low mile Viper, and all of a sudden one popped up in Tallahassee, Tennessee. So I called the guy, and I said, I'm calling about your Viper, and what kind of condition is it in? And he says, well, it's new, sir, but being 7 years old, I'm thinking he means it's like new, typical car sales guy. And kept asking him questions about the miles, really, like something like 27 miles and so forth. So I said, okay, I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to book a plane. Please don't sell it because I don't want to waste the flight out there. So he said, no, just call me back, what time. I know that's all. That night, got the ticket, flew out first thing in the morning, picks me up at the airport in Tennessee. It's raining, it's pouring. Didn't talk about the car much on the way to the dealer from the airport because I was just looking at the scenery, and I kind of like doing that. So I get there, I walk in, it's sitting in the middle of the showroom. So I'm walking around it, and I start realizing that it's new. And I turn around and I say, hey, this car is new. And he's like, yeah, I've been trying to tell you that, sir, that the car is new. And I said, well, how can that be? And he said, well, the owner just bought it to put in the showroom so people would come and look at it. But in this town, nobody can really afford it. So it was just a way to get them in here, and then we would sell them other cars. And I go, okay, I see. And he says it's got 27 miles.
It was a show prop.
Yeah, it was just a show prop, and he says we just would drive it once a year in the Christmas parade.
Nice.
And that's why he's got the miles, but now he just wants to sell it. I said, well, it's sold. I'm taking it. He goes, oh, don't you want to drive it? And I look at him, I go, are you nuts? It's pouring outside. You got potholes everywhere. And the car is new. I don't need to drive it. It's new. So
if it's not good at new, it's not going to be good. Let me just show people where we're at too. Look at this view. How is this for driving a Viper? Love that sound. Viper's in my top 10. Some people say, which Viper? I said all of them. All Vipers are in the top 10. horsepower, we're in horsepower. Just awesome. Chris, always a pleasure. So much fun being with you. Thanks so much for being on My Car Story.
You got it.
Thank you.